So this term graphic analysis and documentation probably doesn't mean a lot to people that are looking at the title of this course, Design 310. So let's take a look and see what it's really all about. So first of all, what you should be able to do when you're done here is graphically determine the design characteristics of shapes. Now, what does all that mean? It means that you can tell about the shapes and use it to make your design. And then in addition, you want to be able to analyze and present data. Actually, it should be present data for analysis. Okay, you want to analyze data in a meaningful graphical manner, not just a bunch of numbers like the numbers in the matrix going up and down. You want something that's graphical that you can see and relate to that helps you solve problems. So let's see what that might do. So first of all, we're going to use specific software. There's lots of software out there because this is a huge field in and of itself. But we're going to use our good old tried and true AutoCAD, Revit, Inventor, eQuest. Many of you have worked with eQuest already. Navisworks, that might be a new one. And of course, all the Google Drive tools that help us look at images and data and make sense of them. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to use software to find design values. And those are things like perimeter, area, volume. There's also centroid, mass, things like that. And these are all things that designers use. A lot of it is about cost and weight. And a lot of times you have to know areas so that you can figure out stresses and deflections and things like that. So we use the software to visually create the product and then get the information that we want. And then we present it usually in some sort of a chart that helps us figure things out. Often we use those charts and those graphs to optimize a design. For an example, a gear set, there's lots of gear sets that fit in the space, but you want to know which one looks like the best one, excuse me, um, depending on what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so that's another one. Sometimes we use it to actually size or optimize, use the smallest device that actually will hold the loads and work. And so we use charts and graphs to do that too. And sometimes we use those to visualize what our graphs down below mean. So those are some things that we do about optimizing designs. Sometimes we just use the software to do it for us. Okay, and that's an example of Navisworks and clash detection. Sometimes we're using visualizations to ensure safety where green is good and red is bad and a lot of deflection is bad and little deflection is good. And software can help us get graphical or visual presentations of design safety. And sometimes we just want to see what it looks like and have the software put it right into a chart where, for an example, we can see a number. Okay, and often this will come up and it'll say it complies or it doesn't comply, just something very quick. And finally, often we use it to create design documentation. This is very important in architectural and mostly in mechanical, where we have to look straight on at something to be able to see it and visualize it and figure out areas. This is less important as 3D tools get more and more and more complex and useful, but we still like to be able to see what that surface might look like if I'm looking straight at it. So that's sort of what this class is about, giving you the tools to do this. You'll learn the design requirements in other classes. Design 331 and 361, 340, 351, 352, 360. Those are all our courses where you use these tools to create a design. So this class is really about teaching you the tool. We just want you to know where it is, how to use it, and how to get a certain set of information presented graphically or in a chart or a graph so that it can be used in later design work. So there we go. That's what Design 310, graphic analysis and documentation, is all about.